The Manticore is a beast similar to some that we've seen before, not too dissimilar from the Sphinx and the Chimera in Egyptian and Greek mythology. Originating from Persian mythology, the Manticore was classically shown as having the head of a human with the body of a lion and the tail of a scorpion. It was also sometimes depicted as having poisonous spines or porcupine-like quills that it would shoot from its tail, immobilizing its victims from afar. The Manticore was a lethal predator and developed a reputation as a man-eater because it was known to eat its victims whole. Its rows of razor-sharp teeth meant that not even bones were left behind. It's been featured in a host of bestiaries throughout the years, but it's still commonly mistaken for the medieval creature known as the Manticore, which, as its name would suggest, had the body of a tiger, the head of an old man, with the tusks of a boar, and long spiral-shaped horns. In the Persian region, the Manticore was originally known as the Maneater, essentially meaning man-eater. It wasn't until the influence of the ancient Greeks that the pronunciation began to change to Manticore, which would eventually become Manticore. Now, there are definitely some similarities between the Manticore and the Sphinx, which features in Greek and Egyptian mythology, but when we take a closer look, we can definitely see that they are not the same creature. The two creatures can be seen as somewhat hybrid monsters, but the Manticore was a predator, devouring its prey whole and displaying very instinctual behaviour. The Sphinx, on the other hand, takes a very intellectual approach towards its killings. It's able to speak very eloquently, and it gives its victims a chance to save themselves. It only killed those who were unable to answer its riddles correctly. I'd compare the behaviour of the Manticore more to the Chimera in Greek mythology, with them both being extremely feared because of their aggressive and deadly nature. The appearance of the Manticore and how it's changed is quite interesting. Its body has been shown as anything from a lion to a tiger to even a bear, and in its earliest depictions it was never shown with wings, but over the years it seemed to have developed these web-like wings, not too dissimilar to that of a bat. The ability to fly does indeed make the creature more terrifying, and the same can be said for the transformation of its head from a human to a lion. The idea of the body of a lion with the head of a man is quite an odd concept, but it's not one that strikes fear into those that lay their eyes upon the creature. Removing the human element and replacing it with the head of a lion, an animal that we consider to be one of the deadliest predators on land, and then giving it the ability to fly, does make the Manticore seem more dangerous. In the Manticore we have an extremely dangerous predator, one that is fast and strong, but also merciless in its hunt for flesh. But I'd like to know what you guys think. Have you ever heard of the Manticore before? Which combination of creatures do you find most terrifying and deadly? Let me know in the comments below. As always, I've been your host, Mythology and Fiction Explained.